What it do, guys? My name is Felix. I'm a value investor, and today, not so value. I'm covering Micron, the earnings of Micron that the market was so highly anticipating. So we'll just get into it. I also had Claude, not an employee, but god damn it, I'm using camera here. Okay, build me a graphic. So we'll just go over the basics right away. So revenue grew it grew 346% year over year, 70% since last quarter, which was at 23 billion. So now 41 billion, insane. Non-GAAP EPS 25.1. Analysts were expecting 20. So here you have the oh shit, okay, this is tricky. I can't click on anything. Figuring it out. Same as y'all. Non-GAAP gross earning 84.9%. 39% last year ago. Last quarter was around in the 60s. I don't remember specifically. But yeah, this is phenomenal. 55.39 billion of operating cash flow. This is the breakdown of it. So 13.77 out of the 41 billion come from cloud memory, 11.52 out of core data centers, mobile and client 11.52 billion, auto and embedded 4.63 billion. So look at these growths. So you can tell that the core data center is the one that's growing a lot, like more significant. Even the other ones are growing ridiculously, but this 2x over, well, way over 2x over the second one. Their gross margin trajectory, yeah. So last time was it was 74.9%. I wonder what their net margins are though. We'll see it because we're gonna look at the presentation right after. So now they're expecting their Q4 guidance are 50.0 billion. So between 49 and 51 billion. 86, so there's still a slight gross margin, but that's great, but now you can tell that we're close to the peak of margin. Unless there's a reason why this time it's like different. Maybe after that it starts going again. But I think we're around peak margins now. I also believe that one of the reasons why that's the case is because, you have Amazon, you have so many companies that are getting into this memory, this like chip building stuff, like Amazon, big player, increasing competition, and the hardware builders and Nvidia and such are saying that they're gonna like optimize the chip to make them need less memory essentially, because now the memory are able to charge like extreme prices. Meanwhile, in the past it's been like commoditized and such, and so now that's why we're seeing this huge growth in Micron. If you're not really aware of the reason why that's the case, okay, we'll go here. So beyond the numbers, strategic customer agreements, multi-year deals for durability and predictability. So that's good. It's not that concrete. This is like an AI kind of thing. HBM4 and high volume shipment to lead customer, HBM4E volume prod in 2027. So there's a lot of their products that shipping is like increasing a little bit everywhere, every time. But it's like the big batch is going to start in 2027, some even 2028. And so you're talking about a potential company that's going to keep being able to increase revenue in this way. I think margins are not going to expand as much, so that's going to have an impact. That's definitely going to have an impact on the exponentiality of the earnings. Long-term debt cut to 5.1 billion from 14 billion in August. So that's like, they got 9 billion in less than a year of debt. Cash and investments 30.2 billion, ridiculous. TB, QLSSD, PC, and high volume production. Okay, that's good. I don't know specifically what that product is, though. We'll go see it in the presentation. Dividend declared. Ooh, okay. By the way, guys, I haven't looked at the earnings. I've seen it yesterday, but I had family over. I couldn't go into the nitty gritty of things. I just saw the numbers, EPS and such. Okay, so they've declared a dividend. I think that's in relation to. I think it is in relation to the margins being at the top. So they're redistributing to shareholder in a way to be like, hey, it's not going to be the same kind of like exponential growth. Okay. I don't know how I feel about that. Personally, I have a position in Micron of about 5% of my portfolio right now, all in tax free. So I'm not sure yet. That's interesting because it's not a play that I'm going to do long term. This is one of my only like speculative short term play. And I'm thinking now, like with this, like the dividend declared. I mean, their next earnings are still expected their revenue to grow 10 billion quarter over quarter, which is ridiculous, but it is also like a shit ton less than it was, like from 23 to 41 and now from 41 to 51. That's a big difference. Sorry, I don't know where to put myself. Okay. Yeah. Okay, let's put me here actually. That's perfect. Yeah, I'm thinking that this is less of. I mean, everyone that owns Micron on YouTube right now, that's the thing. I feel like they're kind of probably they're gonna be like, oh, this is phenomenal, this is great. I I say that, but I haven't seen it. I haven't seen any of the videos and such, but I'm not sure this is that great. Like, it's a phenomenal earning for this quarter, but the forward guidance are very, very strong. They're good. I just don't know if they're great, you know? The gross margin, lack of expansion there. Maybe in terms of net, they'll grow. Let's see it. Let's put me back here. We'll go over this kind of quickly because this is only the presentation. We went over the Claude, I built it of the press release. So now let's just go over the presentation. Shout out Big CEO Marotra. Overview. Micron delivered an exceptional revenue. Okay, record in revenue, gross margin, and EPS, all exceeding the high end of our guidance. Nice. Demonstrating Micron's position as a leader. Our data center revenue exceeded 25 billion fiscal, or an annualized return rate of 100 billion. That's good. That's very good. I mean, you're just saying that like 4 quarters of that is 100 billion, which is fine. Our data center revenue exceeded SSD revenue exceeded 5 billion, more than doubling sequentially. By the way, if you guys want to get into the DRAM, NAND, like and such, they lay it down like what kind of product they are here in their presentation all the time because they understand that they're a very technical company, so it's hard to invest. I'm not gonna go into it that much because I'm not that knowledgeable into the different type of technologies. I'm also follow the economics of them and understanding their position in the market. That's all I really care about for a short-term position like that. Yeah. Demand continues to significantly exceed industry supply. See, so that's good because as they grow, so they're like a little bubble in an ocean right now, and so they're growing their bubble, but their bubble has like so much more expansion it can do, which is phenomenal for them. Okay, that's the best analogy I can give you of the situation Micron's in right now, and SK Hynix, Samsung, and such. So this is like really, really good. They also had a big deal with Entropic to help with compute, so that's phenomenal as well. and the market didn't react well, but the market was just waiting on the earnings. It's not because of that. It's not like the Anthropic deal had an impact on to lower the price of Micron, in my opinion. Expect tight condition to persist beyond. Okay. See, tight condition. As a result of AI-driven demand across all segments beyond calendar 2026. So that's good. That means you have another year of run like that. The only thing is that there will be pretty much no more big margin expansions from my understanding. And it's not that they haven't said that, but like you go from 84.9 to 86. You went from 74 the quarter before. Like, I get it. Maybe they'll still grow like 1% every quarter and stuff, and that's still great. But great, it's very good. But it's not, I don't think we're going to see another 10%, another 15% margins and such. We are excited to announce that we have now signed, industry trend. The memory industry has been structurally transformed by the proliferation of AI. We are only in the early innings of the significant so they have this feeling of that they're portraying to the investors / us of that we're still early in this. Growth will be increasingly complemented by AI-enabled features in smartphones. So that's interesting. That's like hardware outside of data centers and such, even in smartphones. So that smartphone, it hasn't started yet, but once it does, this is definitely gonna keep going, and it's not clear to me that it won't just follow. Maybe it's like for years and years to come. I don't really have a position on all of this, but from my understanding, we're still gonna see phenomenal earnings, growing earnings, until like I would say Q4 of 2027. I'm like very highly convinced that it's gonna still be great. I just think that most of the exponential growth is done. I think we can still 100x since then, for sure. 120, 150. I don't think we're 300xing again. I don't think. I think Micron can become a $2 billion company. 2 trillion, sorry. Yeah, they're at 1 point. They've just passed Meta. They're about 1.5 now. A little bit below that. Industry trend, respective supply. Yeah, even as we expect industry supply to improve gradually in 2028. Lines of sight as to when memory supply will be able to catch up with increasing demand. See, that's kind of insane. That is kind of insane. Reliant on greenfield fab expansion, these greenfield projects are large, complex, and time-consuming. Further, the pace is constrained by several factors, including long time. Meanwhile, memory process technology, which is among the most advanced steps of manufacturing semiconductors, is getting more complex with every node. Okay, that's interesting. Technology transitions are driving slower bit growth over time. Wafer growth needs are significantly increasing. Okay, man. Okay, now strong long-term demand growth. Okay, so it's basically all over the same thing. It's about NAND. They'll go over the same thing for all of the different models. Business model transformation, strategic customer agreements. Completed our revenue. More than half or more of our company revenue to be under SCAs with customers across end market. Customer value, U.S. supply plans, and this is reflected in our SCAs. No price band associated with them. Pricing will be subjected to market conditions. Okay. Man, I don't really okay. Alright, data centers, the big data centers. Now it's time. AI is driving unprecedented growth in data center with industry NAND bit shipment in calendar expected to more than double from 2 years ago. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't feel like that's crazy. Agentic AI is structurally reshaping data centers infrastructure, extending beyond accelerator-only racks to include CPUs, racks, or the agent control Plain execution. Storage racks are rapidly expanding context store. For rapidly expanding context store. Okay, now expect 2026 industry server unit to grow high teens % above our prior expectation of low double digit. Okay, that's good. Driven by mid-teen. So, automotive and robotics. See, this I don't really care for now. It's not a big part of their revenue. This doesn't look too good to me. Okay, market outlook. That's interesting. We now expect supply-demand condition for both DRAM and NAND to remain tight beyond calendar 2027. Okay. We expect industry DRAM bit shipment to grow in the low to mid 20%, slightly above our prior outlook. We expect industry NAND bit shipment in calendar 2026 to grow approximately 20%, unchanged from prior expectations. We expect Micron DRAM supply to grow approximately in line with the industry supply growth, while Micron NAND supply grows somewhat less than the industry supply growth in calendar 2026. Okay, supply further SCAs. They're still building, big centers. They have one in Taiwan that they're going to make operational so that they can ramp up productivity. Stuff like that. Extreme ultraviolet supply agreement with ASML. Okay, that's good. Very, very good. Making good progress, expanding our global manufacturing footprint. See, this is what I was talking about. Okay, this is all their sites in Taiwan. Yo, financials. Hell yeah, that's what we're here for. Okay, 74% quarter over quarter. We already went over this. DRAM, 31.3 billion, representing 76 of total revenue. Okay, so this is what we care about, the DRAM. Okay, everything else. Okay, NAND as well, because it's 24%. But like when you're talking of something that represents 76%, that's the nitty gritty of this business. Revenue increased 67% quarter over quarter. See, NAND has a lot more growth though. Maybe it's a little bit less margin, it's a little bit more costly for every sale. So their margins are slightly lower, and that's why you're going to have trouble expanding margins. So maybe they're still margin expanding overall. We'll see. Bit shipment, low single percent. Bit shipment increased in mid-single digit percentage. Okay, see, so they're barely increasing, and they're saying that the market's like... So essentially, this stock can still double in terms of their revenue within the next year or so. Like, not necessarily within the next year, but by like Q3 2027, I'm sure we can see another 2x in this stock in terms of their revenue that they make. So a year from now, I can see 100% growth. Cloud memory, okay. Huge gross margins, okay. Margin expansion, operating margin, big margin expansion. See, that's it. Core data center, 87 from... Okay, so this is great margin expansion everywhere across the globe. Nice. And revenue, dude, let's not even talk about that. That's a big revenue upgrade. That's almost 2x. That's over 2x. That's like 30-40%, and that's almost 2x. And it's not just because of the margins. Like, straight up revenue is better. At equal margin, it would still be an enormous growth. So that's why, even if the gross margins are not, they don't keep expanding, it may have an impact on stock price, because now it's priced in that they can just keep expanding. Not necessarily now, because it went like this, and now it kind of went down. It's up at 10-11%, which isn't ridiculous for a Micron earning. But even if they don't really expand their margins, they can still grow by a lot. Financial, cloud memory, revenue is a record. Okay. We just looked at those. Okay. Non-GAAP operating result, gross margins. Can I see GAAP? Cash flow from operation, net capex 7.1 billion. Okay, adjusted free cash flow 18.3 billion. Buybacks none. Dividend, okay. See, the dividend kind of are there to make to say that maybe it's gonna stop being that exponential, and I feel like it's the case. We'll see. Approximately 86%, approximately 1.65 billion. Okay. Micron continues to invest in a disciplined manner across our global footprint to address customer demand. As a reminder, our capex is net of anticipated government incentive. Fiscal Q4, we project capex around 10 billion, bringing full year spending to approximately 27 billion. We expect quarterly capex in fiscal to be above fiscal Q4 levels, with more than half the increase year over year in fiscal 2027 from construction capex as we pull clean room. Okay. So they're just growing more and more, so it costs them money. But they're very much able to deal with that. We forecast free cash flow to increase substantially again in fiscal Q4. Great news, great flipping news. After the second anniversary of the signature of our definitive CHIPS agreement, we intend to increase our capital return. Very nice, very nice. Over time, we expect to return 100% of our excess cash to shareholders. Any impact that may occur due to trade or geopolitical development are not included in our guidance. All right. DRAMs, the big boss. We've already seen all of these things. Gap. Yo, non-gap. God damn it. Give me the gap. Okay, it's just non-gap. Well, that was it. I kind of went over it. I hadn't looked at it, so it was a little bit all over the place. But thank you for watching. If you did, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, guys. Until next time. And if you want me to cover a specific stock, like, this is not a due diligence video. This is just going with the flow. We're looking at the earnings as soon as possible. Wanted to put this out, look at it with you in real time. Yeah, so, but if you want me to cover a stock, just comment it down below, and we'll cover it. So, deuces, guys.